the family. Before you get all judgy, just remember all of you have something in your family that you're probably not real proud of. But in this case, the Ford thing might turn out kind of cool because we got to do a small block Ford for, well, sort of a nephew, a few generations removed. And he brought up his Windsor heads. They're on the floor, which kind of suck. But he's got more Ford stuff than Carter's got little liver pills. And I said, you must have some Windsor heads up there, don't you? Which he does. Windsor 4-barrel heads.
Cleveland.
Or Cleveland. It's a Ford. What the hell do I know? But actually, these Cleveland heads are pretty cool. And the 4-barrel heads are monsters. We got runners that we can feed a stroker Ford motor galore. Fact of the matter is, the comparison is pretty insane. If you look at intake runner to intake runner, I mean, on the Cleveland, on the Windsor, how do you compare that? Valve. The exhaust valve on the Cleveland head is the same size as the intake valve on the Windsor head. The exhaust side, and the exhaust side on these small block Fords is pretty weak as a general rule. This is, well, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just sad, actually. On the other hand, this bad boy, this will move some exhaust. A few broken studs to fix and a few things to do to them, but it'll be worth it. So we're going to build a Clevo, which is going to take a little work. We have to massage a few things, but we'll have a Clevo.
Now the small block Chevy in contrast in the exhaust department
Yeah.
isn't big.
This is another project with Vortec heads and a pretty basic little job. Hydraulic, flat tappet cam. Kind of usual run-of-the-mill stuff. That's the motor for Ty's race car, covered up in plastic. Hard to find time to work on your own stuff. We've got to put that back in there because race season's coming.
Willys Kaiser.
Yeah, the Kaiser Willys motor. 54 Kaiser. This one's got to get finished. Just a few little things left to do on this one. Pop it back in the hole. This is the world's most expensive 6-cylinder. Parts of that thing are insane. $540 for an oil pump. In the middle of making bushings, Mr. T is building aluminum bushings to replace the rubber bushings on a
Steering rack.
Steering rack on Percy Racing's car. We gotta get some fiberglass painted for Percy's car. I'm trying to do my engine for my 57 400 small block solid roller deal, just knocking out the old sleeves because it was a 4070 block for dirt modified stuff, and I'm doing 4 and 125 and I want a heavier sleeve in it. So the only reason they're sleeved is because the guys try and keep them legal so they can only go 470 total. I don't want to mess with 470, so we'll just, sleeves are
Right, so we have 4 125 pistons, and with the 4 125 pistons, the cylinder sleeves are fairly thin.
Yeah.
And the sleeves are fairly beaten up at the bottom. So versus having the piston skirt unsupported, it's worth putting the sleeves in the center of the block.
It's slung the rocker through too, and it's kind of kind of wounded up along the cam tunnel where those sleeves go. So
definitely compromised.
A thin sleeve didn't impress me much, and it's time, but sleeves are cheap. We're gonna have $250 in sleeves, so it's like kind of no big deal. But we got to do that. This is the rack for Percy's car.
Just building those bushings.
These rubber bushings are shot. This is garbage. This is just,
yeah, they're all
make the aluminum stuff for it. We've got to order some U-joints and stuff. We put a long travel kit in front of it.
Actually, if you lift up on it, it might extend decently. I think I have the shocks full loose right now. I'm not sure.
It does. Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah. So this is a no prep car.
We just went ahead because when doing this, you have to drop the K-member. So we went ahead and installed the motor plate. We have to do a alternator relocation because that's just.
If you didn't install a motor plate, you'd have to install some really fancy shims on your motor mounts, which would take some doing.
Or yeah.
But anyway, this hot rod is coming together slowly.
And new carburetor, new Holly Brawler.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And the last trip it made down the track was a little bit sideways. And we thought something maybe was moving or bent under it. And I said the rear torque boxes are probably shot. And sure enough, the rear torque box, right side, same side that always takes.
If we go take a look, you guys will see it is very bent.
Crushed.
That is not supposed to be like that.
And I think it's variable at this point because the way it drives, the harder you stand on the gas, the more it steers.
We'll go take a
more
look at the
rear
other
steers.
side, just for contrast. That's what it's supposed to look like. So that's perfectly straight. And now it shouldn't be a big secret to anyone given the fact that the torque boxes look like they're made out of 18 gauge sheet metal that they might bend.
Yeah. So this bad boy, it's new tires, Hoosiers, which I'm not in love with, but maybe it'll work good on this car. On our car, they're like putting tree gum on or something. They just suck.
They're very sticky. They're very sticky, but they're also a very soft
Sticky on ours, they
compound.
just go to gum.
Yeah, they're a very soft compound. On our car, they didn't work good. We'll see on this one. Percy seems like he really is in love with the Hoosier, so
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll see.
I'm glad it's him and not me. But that's,
We'll see.
That's,
I mean,
he's still got his old Mickey's. He can put them back on. Yes.
I hope the front end travel makes up for the crappy rear tires.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, so that's kind of the happenings. We're supposed to have the Vega in here to paint. Billy forgot to bring it before he left on vacation, so I got a day or two to play with my own motor. He's on a short vacation, so I'll have it in here probably.
In a couple days.
Yeah, probably tomorrow or the next day. And I'll have to get back to real work, but I can play with my own stuff here today to be good. And I don't have sleeves, so I can only play so much. But I'll finish my boring job and we'll move on to, I don't know, cleaning this mess up or something, I guess.
Might be a good idea.
I had a little hole in my schedule here and I had a chance to play with some of my own stuff. This is the start middle end block that I'm doing for my 57 Chevy. And what this is an old block I bought from, I bought this block from the dirt modified guys. And they can only go to a 3070 bore as a total. So it's been sleeved because they had it bored out too far over the years. But these blocks are like thousands of dollars. And sleeves are $24 a piece. So, I mean, everybody puts sleeves in them. But these sleeves are just, I want to be 4 and 125 and build a 400 small block. Well, 4 and 125 doesn't work with these sleeves. They're just too thin. So I got to take these whole sleeves out. You just kind of, they're a dry sleeve and they're pressed in there hard. So you don't pull them out like a big truck sleeve or something. You've got to you've got to cut them down thin and just pull them out. It's kind of neat. You get them right down to the paper and they'll fall out, but you bore them down to where there's only a few thousandths of material left and they'll pop right out of there. So I just thought I'd do one up quick and show you. Of course, you can only cut so much at a time. So we're down to, I think we had 100 and, I gotta cut about 100 and, these are 1/8 walls, so that's probably 125 I gotta cut out. Some of these are 3/32. I don't remember exactly. I was doing, what did I do? I did 90 thou with this mic, and then I've got a finish mic set up that's to the diameter of the outside of the sleeve. So, wow, within 2 thou of it. So it gets me right down there very easy. So I just leave that one mic that's set up alone, because I did that by, that takes a little time to make a 1 thou, 2 thou cut, get it within that tolerance you want to play with, and then I just don't touch that mic and I keep it. There's a hole here on the boring bar. You shove your mic in and you can set your knife depth right here. So I've got this, I haven't touched this mic, I made my first cut. I want to cut 30 per cut because it's not too hard on the cutter, and you can make it work 5, 10, 15, 20. So I'm gonna go 30. I'll pop this knife loose, let it find, let the cutter find the mic, and the cutter just butts up against the mic right there. It's as simple as that. And we'll start it, we'll do another cut. We'll make, as I say, we'll make a few passes, and then once that sleeve gets down there paper thin, we'll pop it right out. And then I've ordered 4 and 125 sleeves, which comes rough board to 409. You have to finish bore it. I'll have to cut these holes a little bigger, so I'm being careful, probably just for no reason, because really honestly I'm gonna have to cut this bigger. I think these are 4,250. 4,250 or 4,230 right now. The outside diameter of these sleeves and the ones I'm gonna put in are 4,331. So I'm gonna have to pour it some more. I don't have sleeves yet. I just ordered them today. So we'll see how they look when I get them. But they're supposed to be 4,331. We will measure them and double check. So I won't finish bore to fit the sleeve yet. And I'm gonna leave about, I set sleeves a little tighter than some people do. I put them in at 3 thou. But when 3 thou on a sleeve that long, it's shell. And I put them in with Loctite and then press them in there. But we'll cool the sleeve and try and make it easier. But I mean, they go in there still. So anyway, it's the second cut. We'll keep cutting. I'll put it on high speed there, and you can just see it go down through. It's pretty neat. You see it come out all in pieces. You know, I don't know. I'm fascinated by it. Thought maybe anybody would like to see it. So we got done. We made our cuts, made our finished cut for the size, and the old sleeve is out. That's it. It usually the sleeve it's in there with the press fit, so it'll buckle a little bit. So you'll see part of it get cut off, and where it buckles in, you just kind of catch it. Sometimes it knocks it out in pieces. Sometimes it comes out like that, but sure saves you a lot of trouble. Trying to get those things out of there without boring them under. Well, we have done it back in the day, and if you weld on them, you can shrink them a little bit. So you weld on them and weld something good and solid that you can beat against with an air chisel, and you can drive them up out of there. But it's a lot. I don't know. I've got the boring bar, so I just bore them out of there. It doesn't take very long. Probably, I don't know, half an hour a hole, maybe something like that. It'll take longer to finish bore it and get the sleeve driven into it. It's not a short job, but I'll just pick away at it kind of when I have time, because this one's mine. So customer stuff will come first, so we'll get our way through it, but it's going to be a little while. Anyway, thanks for watching.